It's not what you're thinking. This isn't my lunch. I just got back from the Sports Authority. You know the place. All your sporting needs at the lowest everyday prices. So low, they don't even need to have sales. So just remember three things about the Sports Authority. Big selection, low prices, and enough change to buy lunch. But not necessarily in that order.
The Sports Authority. You've never seen anything quite like it.
If you grew up in the 1990s or early 2000s, there's a good chance you remember walking into a Sports Authority. The automatic doors would open and suddenly you were inside what felt like a sports warehouse the size of an airplane hangar. Walls stacked with sneakers, basketballs piling in cages, baseball bats lined up like an armory, and bikes hanging from the ceilings. It wasn't just a store. It felt like the headquarters of sports itself. At its peak, Sports Authority operated more than 450 locations nationwide and was one of the most recognizable sporting goods retailer in America. So how did a company that once dominated youth sports shopping completely disappear? This is the rise and fall of Sports Authority. Sports Authority was founded in 1987 in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, by Jack Smith, a former executive at Herman's World of Sporting Goods. His vision was simple but bold: create a category killer. Instead of small neighborhood sporting goods stores, Sports Authority would be a massive warehouse-style superstore dedicated entirely to sport equipment and apparel. And it worked. The stores were huge, the selection felt endless, and the prices were competitive. Throughout the 1990s, the company expanded rapidly across suburban America. Families loved the convenience. You could buy soccer cleats, football pads, fishing rods, camping tents, and gym equipment all in one trip. Youth sports were booming, and Sports Authority positioned itself perfectly in the middle of that growth. By the late 1990s, it wasn't just a retailer. It was the sporting goods destination. In 2003, Sports Authority merged with Gart Sports, forming a large national presence. A few years later, in 2006, private equity firm Leonard Green and Partners took the company private in a leverage buyout worth over $1 billion. And that's when the financial pressure really began. To fuel expansion and pay off acquisition costs, Sports Authority took on significant debt. At one point, the company was carrying more than $1 billion in liabilities. Meanwhile, it continued opening large format stores, expensive buildings in high-traffic retail centers that required consistent foot traffic to remain profitable. For a while, the strategy seemed fine, but retail was about to change fast. The 2010s reshaped retail forever. Online shopping exploded. Amazon grew aggressively into sporting goods. Consumers began buying athletic gear directly from the brands like Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. At the same time, discount giants like Walmart and Target expanded their sporting goods sections, often undercutting prices. Sports Authority was stuck in the middle. Too big to be nimble, too debt-heavy to reinvent itself quickly, and too slow to fully commit to e-commerce. Its stores were massive, but the foot traffic was declining. Rent and operational costs remained high, and because of this debt, the company had limited flexibility to modernize. The very size that once made it dominant became its greatest weakness. In March of 2016, Sports Authority filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, hoping to restructure and stay alive. Initially, there was optimism. The company announced plans to close some stores and reorganize its finances. But no buyers came forward. By May of 2016, the decision was final. All stores would be liquidated. Over 14,000 employees lost their jobs. hundreds of retail spaces were emptied, and a 29-year retail giant vanished. The brand was eventually acquired by Dick's Sporting Goods, but the brick-and-mortar presence, the massive warehouse stores, were gone for good. Sports Authority didn't collapse because America stopped playing sports. It fell because of a combination of factors: overexpansion, heavy debt from private equity ownership, high-cost operations, slow digital adaptation, and increased competition from online retailers. The company relied on old retail models that couldn't keep up with new consumer habits. In many ways, Sports Authority became a casualty of the broader retail collapse of the 2010s, alongside brands like Toys R Us and Radio Shack. For many millennials and Gen Xers, Sports Authority was part of growing up. It was where you got your first baseball glove, your first pair of cleats, the basketball you practiced with in the driveway. It symbolized an era when retail meant going somewhere big, browsing aisles, and physically holding what you were about to buy. Today, that experience is mostly gone. Sports Authority went from industry leader to empty storefront in less than a decade. It's a reminder that retail, being the biggest, doesn't guarantee survival, especially when the world changes faster than you do.